Welcome. How's everybody's day going? Hashtag. A bit of poetry reading, huh? Marbles?
Mm-hmm.
You're so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mucky's
Smart
the one
tonight,
that talks about this probably more than anybody.
Talks about what? What are you on about?
What?
Don't know what you're on about.
Mucky never talks about anything. You never hear him say anything. Say a word.
Nope. He just talks about his hammer.
Super quiet. Super quiet. Sit here polishing diamonds in the vent.
Alrighty. So,
yeah, you have the game set to Stream Raiders, by the way.
Oh, that might have been part of the error. No,
right. It doesn't have any of the D&D stuff.
It took everything off. Everything. I should have. I should have tried to do it. Hold on. No. I got it, you guys. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I was doing the thing.
4. Why does this do this? Okay.
Because slobs.
It eliminated everything.
Chris Penny.
I've updated the game to Dungeons and Dragons.
I got it. Don't worry.
Well, it's already done. You could just do the title if you want.
Juke.
I have itchy butt.
What? How's
My
that
butt
working?
itches.
How is that?
Whoop whoop.
Oh shit! I thought.
What's going on?
It shouldn't have played that out loud. Thanks, Twitch. You boob. Okay. Oh, see.
Boobs.
It doesn't want to update my settings.
I'm doing it. That's fine.
Did it end my stream too? Because it's saying just go live.
No.
I still see you.
Title is updated.
Okay.
Game is updated. I won't be able to do your tags though.
It's fine.
I wonder if I can just add 1 or 2 and then. Why is this?
So tell me, what's it like working with Penny? Is it a professional atmosphere?
They did a recent update. Why? All right. Well, it is what it is.
I just get fed tofu in the vent. Tofu scraps.
Yep. We know Zegron. We got it. Yeah. So we're live.
Fixed.
I've updated the title. I've updated the game. Yeah.
Hi Shukalar. Hi Zegron. Hi hashtag. Hi 9. Hello. Hi Zegron. Thank you so much for the resub. Much appreciated. Always. That is very kind.
Monkey's the very best.
Stream of
Much
Legend.
better than mine.
Hi Canber. Okay. Good. Okay, Sunstrida, is this the session where Morning Wind finally remembers his name? I love to be here. That's amazing. Necros, thank you so much. Hello. Thank you for being here. Oh, a live rendition. Okay, so hello and thank you all for being here. We are going into session 4 of Time of the Wolf. We had a lot of fun last week. I'm super excited to see what happens this week. Thank you to everyone who did any sort of art submission whatsoever for this campaign. It is honestly some of the most exciting aspects of doing this is seeing how it has sparked creativity in people. The songwriting, the works of art with the drawing, it's so cool. And what we're gonna do, because we can't really feature the music as far as the art rotation, we put in the lyrics, but it's not like we can hear it. So what we're gonna do is we'll start off the session by listening to the 3 new songs, right? Was it
Quite
3?
a few, yeah. I think
3 or 4?
It might have been.
1, 2,
Let me take a look.
3. Actually, it's 4. I think 4 new
Four?
songs. Okay, so we're gonna listen to
Wow.
4 new songs. On
There's
stream.
one for Aldous. There's one for Chuli.
Mhm. And Demaya and Grumbly.
There's Grumbly. Yep. Yeah.
So we're gonna
I believe there was
listen
a
to this.
Demea one in here too somewhere.
Yeah, that's the first one. We're going to listen to the 4 songs and then jump straight into previously on, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Yep.
So let's I'm gonna find the first one. Oh. There it is. Okay, so Ode to Demaya. Make sure the volume is up. Let me know if it's too loud for everybody. I'm gonna hit the play button. I have never heard this before.
None of us have. I don't think any of us have.
Yeah,
I did. I couldn't wait.
I specifically waited for the stream so that way I want to hear it for the first time on stream with you guys. So totally understand not being able to hold off though, because the one for Adrian was too good not to listen to right away. So let's go. Let's do it.
Demaya, 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 thunder, Demaya, thunder. She was caught in the middle of a spider fight. Thunder. She looked fraught, but she knew she had to show her might. Thunder. She charged in, hammer raised high and she swang. Thunder. But she missed and got bit, poisoned by a fang. Thunder. Wrath of the storm, beating through her heart. Lightning from her horns, rent the beast apart. It's been thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. Yeah, thunderstruck. She was channeling her dream. We were cheering in the stream. Demaya, Demaya, Demaya. We've been thunderstruck.
Yes! I love that so much. You can hear
Very
the
good.
song. You can really hear
Absolutely.
it with it.
Ah,
That was so good. And I love the creativity practice. I love it so much. Let's go ahead and we're going to jump into
We love song spoofing here. It's
and
fantastic.
heck yeah.
that's literally my favorite AC/DC song ever. So I'm extra excited by it.
Oh, it's so perfect. Yeah, no, that's art comes in so many different forms. So this is amazing. This is really awesome. And honestly, me and Mucky do this with songs all the time. It's it's one of our favorite
Literally.
things to do, just to sit there and start singing weird random made up lyrics to the tune of songs that we love. So this is just so fun. And we'll go ahead and jump into Grumbly's Loves.
Love of my life, I'm grumbly. I love my bacon and bread, it fills me. Love of my life, can't you see? Streaky back, don't take it away from me. I'll knock you down with my great big D. Love of my life, you're truly. Your sparkly fingers and magic thrills me. Love of my life, can't you see? Round the back, in the back, your back always turn me on. My weapon will grow, and I can't walk on. Fun in rust water, enjoying the slaughter. Kobolds and spiders all slain. Then I grow larger, I will be there at your rear to remind you how I still love you. I still love you. Back, round the back, please bring your tush home to me and you'll feel me grow. That's what you do to me. Love of my life, love of my life. Ooh, yeah.
Well done. Grumble.
Yes. Yeah.
You cracked evolved. Sorry, that's a win.
The worst.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely grumbly.
Waving my phone like they do at gigs. Lighters, everybody, lighters. Oh my god. That was amazing. Backdoor. Feel me grow. What?
Yeah.
Love of my. What? What? So weird. For real. Okay, thank you, Gigi. Thank you for the lyrics. We'll go ahead and jump
My
straight.
weapon will grow.
We're gonna jump into Aldous D&D.
Aldous starts to talk, guides us through his world of fun. Damia and Grumbly, Adrian and Truly, tension in the crew. Aldous fills their heads with dreams, playing back the years, resurrecting fears. World magic on the fly, emotions running high, welling up the throat. Grumbly's now a goat. The winners roll the dice, the losers pulverized, looting all they see, the joys of victory. Chaos all around, but Aldous takes it in his stride. Backdoor jokes abound, sniggers all around. Mighty weapons raised, double entendres make us laugh. Aldous can be heard, he calls Mucky a nerd. This game we all enjoy, Aqua's teabagging joy. We're loving D&D, the chat's in ecstasy. The winners roll the dice, the losers pulverized. There's slaughter and there's pain, they're dead and can't complain. Aldous makes the call, Aldous makes the call. The winners take it all.
Yes. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Necros, yes, on normal streams you can donate $10 and it will alert, or it will trigger a Aqua song alert. So my normal streams are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then Fridays we have the all alerts silenced, so that way it doesn't disrupt the storytelling.
It's a pre-recorded song that she has done. It's not something that she just does on the fly on the spot.
Yeah. But yeah, so I am on a little bit of a reduced streaming schedule for a couple weeks. But yeah, if you want to take a look at the alert selection, they're all there on the profile page, as well as sound alerts. But everything is silenced during this stream, and we will just throw up hearts for raids, and I will write in chat a thank you for anything that comes through during stream for D&D. Holy crap, I loved that so much. Holy crap, that was so good.
They're all great. He's killing
so
it.
good.
Krakus is killing it.
Seriously, never stop like letting that creativity flow. That is absolute gold. All right, last one, and then we're gonna jump right into previously on, and we have been basically rotating every week who does previously on. So you can go ahead and take a guess on who it is. I've done one. Aldous has done one. Who's next? We'll see.
Wait, I think you forgot the
Truly,
Truly's one.
No,
Jubilee.
you said after that.
You're
after that.
truly,
I thought she was
truly,
jumping into it.
Jubilee.
No.
A tiefling who is ready for a fight. Starting revolts. You love your firebolts. Sorceress truly. Death to spiders and to kobolds. You're so courageous. Your magic's advantageous. Always, always do it your own way. Stand up to Adrian, you roar. But Grumbly has your backdoor best friend. Truly, you are. Truly awesome. Part of a blooming foursome. Ventures in the world of D&D. Your wild magic, absurdly tragic. Honest, truly, your compliments may be sarcastic. Your laugh's contagious. Your rants become outrageous. Never, never, ever go away. Your sorcery's unruly, but we all love you truly, valiant, truly, we do.
Yes. That's so wonderful. I love it so
That's
much.
great. Oh.
I love it so much. Okay, wow. Holy crap. Theme song. Oh god. I love these so much. I really do.
No, they're fantastic. They're
You-
everything.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
freaking
Loving
gorgeous.
every bit of this.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
No, we didn't just enjoy them, Kraken. We loved them.
Mm.
They're
Mm.
great.
Yeah. Everything that's submitted to that thread is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
True, like properly amazing. It's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So thank you so much for the songs. Let's
And thanks for the laughs.
yeah, it's freaking awesome. I don't know. It's like I don't know what
Blown
to say
away.
to that. Yeah, honestly, that's like it.
Mhm.
It really is. It just blows me away that it's more than what we could have hoped for.
They were great. They were
I
really
never
great.
expected that. Never expected, songs to be written of their characters and the events happening. And
Yeah.
that's such a shock, and it's just mind blowing and just so incredibly awesome.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Alrighty. We're gonna go ahead, and when we go to previously on, we give one of us a couple minute or two to go over what happened in our last session. And then we jump straight into opening animation and then live session. So that means we will interact with you in chat by typing up the stuff, but we don't necessarily talk directly to you, on stream until the end of session. So here we go. Who's it gonna be? Mucky.
Oh, it's Mucky. Previously on The Time of the Wolf. So, last session, Grumbly had a lovely dream. Grumbly had a lovely breakfast. Grumbly heroically took the gang to find out the fate of a local woodcutter. Grumbly then epically entered via the rear. Grumbly got stickily webbed. Grumbly then horrifically got turned into a goat. Not cool. Grumbly then got covered in spider guts. Grumbly then spectacularly saved the woodcutter and led him back to town and his family. Grumbly also met Humphrey the Mouse. Some stuff happened with the others in the group too, but you know, we don't really care about that, do we? Roll the intro.
Slight feed.
So weird. It's a crazy thing.
That was the first official episode of Stories of Grumbly. to be released
Hey,
on audiobook in the near future.
Okay. New title: Grumbly and the Time of the Wolf.
I'm sure it shouldn't just be the time of the grumbly.
Yeah.
You know, there's a wolf somewhere, but it's probably not important.
Well, I mean, after the campaign, we're gonna do everything completely over again, but it's just gonna be from Mucky's perspective.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be,
I mean, it's like you know how it's like, oh, it's really about all of us. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not.
We just cut the Mucky. He's just like, hey,
Yeah.
It never
you want to know what
was.
really happened? Listen to this shit.
This was going to be the level 10 reveal. That actually, you're all just part of Grumbly's dream. That's all it is.
Yeah. End of series. Oh gosh. Well, that was fun.
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
We'll go ahead
So
and let
after.
I'll just take over here.
Well, after that completely accurate and very complete recap of last session, essentially, Grumbly has nobly led the adventurers to reunite the woodcutter with his family, and the woodcutter has headed back home, and the Grumbly Four, as they shall heretofore be known, find themselves at the end of their kind of epic rescue, on the kind of the doorstep of Faradin's shop in Rustwater, having kind of bid the woodcutter and his family a sort of cheery goodbye as they head off to their farm. You look around. It is kind of early evening sort of time. That rescue took you the majority of the day, so it is up to you guys what you would like to do at this point.
Grumbly.
I mean, I assume I'm looking to Grumbly to take the lead.
Yeah, I mean,
it's obviously. I mean, come on.
just
So
flip your hair. That's all you got.
I'm slowly trudging, still slightly sticky from all the spider guts on me, and start making my way to the back door of the tavern, while slowly beckoning Truly to follow me.
Truly is obviously following to the back door, and she's in her head thinking, why why am I saying some of the stuff that I'm saying? I hate this. Maybe I just shouldn't say anything. And she's just kind of like, you can see like she's having the whole conversation in her head. Um, but she's kind of also keenly aware that she might not, she knows that she probably won't be able to stop herself. So she's just trudging along with Grumbly. And she just starts kind of mumbling about the scorch mark that's still a little bit on her bedroom wall at the inn.
And Adrian is shortly behind them, walking, just kind of strolling along, taking in the beautiful sights of this land at dark, and just thinking of the events that had just transpired. All he could think of is how he can't wait to get to the tavern for some food and drink, and just how magnificent he is with these Spider-Man powers, these spider abilities.
Nevaeh's gonna just
The
follow
man has been
along.
attacked by a bear, it looks like.
now that Nevaeh can see again, she and Humphrey are gonna follow along behind at a bit of a distance, going, "What is up with these people?" But in her head.
Oh, dear. Okay, so you enter the Broken Ingot through the back door. You walk into the bar area. The proprietor of the inn kind of looks up from behind the bar where he's kind of cleaning a tankard and just sighs ruefully at people coming in through the wrong entrance again. But he recognizes you, and he sort of he therefore doesn't seem to want to make too big of a deal out of it, and he sort of gestures to some empty tables. It's early evening, and it's getting dark outside, so you notice that the inn is probably actually the busiest you've seen it. It's not heaving by any means, but there are one or two tables occupied by kind of groups of locals, and one of whom, one table particular kind of catches your eye, and which is you recognise the town master is sat at one table currently. He's got sort of a flagon in front of him, and he's kind of huddled over a table, and he's talking to somebody, and someone who you don't know. He appears to be a human man in his kind of late 40s, and he has got a number of tankards next to him, most of which are empty, a couple of which are kind of knocked over, and he's kind of clutching another one in hands and he is visibly nervous at this point.
Look, Grumble is just going to sit down and sort of basically start taking bits of his armor, his shield off his back, and his mighty hammer down, and starts wiping spider guts off everything, looking rather dishevelled and disgusted that his beautiful shining armor was covered in this goo. And he's just going to look around the group and say, which one of you wants to go over and find out what's going down?
I have no respect for that man. I think he's a bit of a coward, and he doesn't really deserve to run this place. And I think that I would rather talk to Adrian than talk to that guy, and I really hate talking to Adrian because he's the actual worst.
Yeah, but he's the town master, Arden might have some more gold for us.
Oh, I actually should volunteer Adrian because, maybe that would be more productive than me telling him he's a shithead to his face.
You're saying that Adrian would probably be a good negotiator for this gold trade?
I mean, don't make me say nice things about him that I don't necessarily believe. But Demaya doesn't really talk very much, and you have guts on you. I feel the desire to tell everybody exactly what I'm thinking, and that really just leaves Adrian. That's kind of my thought process behind it. He's just kind of the last one left.
I concur.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is Adrian from them? Currently.
I mean,
like,
you guys
"Sir."
are.
So,
You guys have entered through the back door.
Well, I suspected as much.
They are probably sat at like a window table facing the town square, so they are very near the doors that you chose not to use. So had you chosen to enter another way, you might have found better results.
it's never going to happen. Tway.
Adrian's going to approach the bar to put in an order for food and some drinks for everyone at the table.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're offered basically a choice of like a range of different kind of levels, essentially. If you wanted to be like go the kind of the bare bones, kind of very basic bread and cheese kind of stuff, and the dregs of the ale, then you would be looking at maybe spending about 10 silver on the entire party. The alternative, if you want to go sort of slightly more upmarket than that, you would be looking at kind of double that. You'd be looking at essentially kind of 2 gold for some pretty good food, some pretty hearty meals, and pretty good quality ale. And if you're wanting fine wine and the best food on the menu, then you're going to be looking at about 10 gold for that.
Let's look. I don't need anything. I don't need fine wine or the or the best food. We're just need some food. We just need to get something in our stomachs.
No, right.
So
You go ahead.
some ale would be fine.
That's fine. So yeah, that's not a problem. The Garvin, the bartender, he kind of he says, actually, that's fine. I'll send Rosmerta over with your order in a minute. You're with the sticky dwarf, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with the sticky dwarf. He's
Okay,
the
he
one
says,
covered in wiping off all the white stuff from himself.
All right. He says 2 gold or 20 silver, whatever you prefer.
We'll go with the 2 gold.
That's fine. He happily takes those. Although you do notice as he turns around to where he keeps the money behind the bar that he does quietly kind of just give a little bite on one of the gold pieces just to make sure it's legit. And you have, and you see one of the, you see Garvin start to bustle around with tankards and things. He sticks a flagon of ale in front of you, and then begins to assemble the rest of the order on a tray to go over to the table.
All right, then I will obviously return to the table to where the others are. So, what should we do about this? Where should we go next? Should we check with Faradin to see if there's anything else? Or do we really need to start investigating the town here?
Oh, and the town master does seem to be having some issues. Maybe one of us could go talk to him.
I don't trust that town master. You see how the town is struggling. You see him, his lavish home. There's no struggle in the world, and he seems to ignore any of the issues that are going on here.
I agree with you.
Well, he's looking.
And I hate that.
What do you think? Should we all go as a group and confront him?
I don't believe that's the good
Put him in his
idea.
place?
I think that's a very poor
She seems-
idea.
She seems to be saying whatever shit comes to her mind. He is covered in guts. You think you're Spider-Man. Maybe I'll just go talk to him. I don't even know what a Spider-Man is.
Yeah, the
I
spider
I have
Spider-Man
spider
thing.
abilities.
No, the
I do.
Spider-Man thing is it's not a thing. It's not a thing.
Did you see me climb up the hill? I was just
Yeah,
so
but
easily, you know.
I think you're delusional.
That wasn't.
Maybe
The
you've been
spider and I
poisoned.
had a moment, you know.
Maybe you have a
we
fever.
were staring at each other. We it's like we understood each other.
Maybe we should
No,
take you
he
to see a
bit you.
healer. I think that you might have some sort of like brain swelling, or you're an idiot. I can't honestly tell the difference at this point. So
It's because I have like two minds now. I have my mind and I have the mind of a spider.
she just kind of stares at you, and she's like, "So definitely an idiot." Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get some food. And she's gonna get up and walk over to talk to them about ordering food for herself.
Okay.
Fine,
You get to the
Demea,
bar.
if you want to go talk to him, you go ahead.
What do you say?
Yeah, the man's gonna go talk to what's his face? I forget his name, but the town master.
Okay, so Demay is going to go talk to the townmaster. That's fine. We'll just we'll go through Truly's interaction with the barman first.
She's going to say, "I would like some tea because your alcohol is actual shit. And I would like some of that vegetable soup that you have, if you still have it. Because, I mean, it's food, technically. So I would like that, please. And, yeah, this place kind of smells weird."
Garvin looks at you and he kind of says, "You're honest. I like you. You can stay.
And
2 silver for the tea, although I'll warn you, it's not much better than the ale.
Truly kind of looks
And your friend-
surprised.
And your friend with the broody expression and the bad hair ordered food for you already."
Oh, wow. You know what? I'll just buy my own food. I really don't want anything from him. Cheers. Just
He
by his own.
raises an eyebrow and says, "I'll call it a tip then. 5 silver for the food and the tea."
There we go.
All right, mark it off, and then that's you done. Okay, so those of you still at the table, you can assume that your food arrives, and in the meantime, while that is arriving, Demea, you are you're up and you're approaching the far side of the pub.
She's gonna kind of circle around so she can look at the town master head on and be like, "You seem to be stressed."
Okay. The townmaster kind of starts up as he was quite intent on his conversation, and he says, it's you. I was hoping to run into you. Please sit. And gestures to a chair between him and the nervous-looking guy.
The maid's a bit hesitant to sit between them, but decides that maybe she'll just do it anyways.
Okay.
Grumbly's taking a keen interest and just keeping an eye on his friend.
Adrian as well is just sipping on his ale, watching.
So, so Townmaster Barden says to you, he says, I feel we didn't get off on exactly the right foot the other day when you came to my town. You must understand that I have a difficult tightrope to walk. Rustwater exists because of the mining company. The Merchant Guild's interest in the iron mine near here is the only reason, really, why the town prospers. And unfortunately, that leaves me bound by certain rules. and the marshal who was appointed by the company essentially said that we were to more or less just protect the town itself and not go near the woods for anything really until he returned. Now it's been some time, I will admit, but I think an overabundance of caution the other day did mean that I was perhaps a little harsh with our friend Faradin. I know he has the town's best interests at heart. At which point, the man on the far side of the table pipes up, "Town's doomed," and drinks a large slug of his ale. At which point the townmaster says turns a sort of rather exasperated expression towards you, Demare, and says, "Which is rather why I've been having this conversation with Cadwall here. He's a local farmer. He lives here in town. He rather, how shall we say, supplements his income from time to time by going into the forest and hunting. He came back a couple of days ago and, well, he's rather been telling us ever since that we're all doomed, and it's beginning to cause a bit of a panic, I have to say, and but I haven't been able to get him to tell me anything else. All he does is drink ale and tell us we're doomed, and I was rather wondering if, well, some of you might be rather better at persuading people than I am."
Well, I can certainly try, and Demay is going to turn to the nervous man and say, like, "So you were in the woods?"
And he looks at her, just drinks his beer, kind of turns away.
Oh, so you think...
Doesn't matter. Town's doomed.
So you think that because it's doomed, you're just gonna stay quiet about it and not warn anyone else who lives here? That's totally great, dude.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check and see if your use of the phrase "totally great dude" has the desired effect.
Where's my persuasion?
Well.
You know what? The real star is here. That's honestly, we all have one. We all have a real star in our home. You know.
You could try setting cat on him if your persuasion doesn't work.
Yeah. Where's Humphrey?
Yeah.
Right. If you
That's true.
told
What can
me
Humphrey do?
if you told me what the result of the dice was, I'm afraid I didn't hear it.
God, it's so hard not to re-roll it. 5.
Okay. He basically sneers at you and just, "Town's doomed. No point. And reaches for the next ale.
Demay is then just gonna slap the ale out of his hand and be like, "What is your problem?"
Okay, roll intimidation for me, please.
Oh, can I use that what's it called? That
Thaumaturgy.
tieflings can do?
Yes,
Yeah, can I make my eyes all red?
You can do that, and therefore you can roll your intimidation with advantage.
So that was a... Tori, you're very helpful. 17.
Okay, both he and Barden look very shocked, and actually the whole bar falls quite silent for like a few seconds, and essentially he kind of reaches for the ale glass and kind of looks at it forlornly because it's now completely empty, and he sort of heaves like a very deep sigh, and he just sort of says in a slightly slurred way, he says, in the woods, a couple of days ago, tracks I'd never seen before. Didn't know what to make of it, never seen anything like it. Seemed to be skirting around the town, heading for Iron Peak, where the mine is. But I saw that they crossed the river. They go across the river near where Czar lives, and I followed the tracks. I wanted to see if Czar was all right. But when I got to the river, just near to Cracker's Falls, an arrow zoomed out of the woods from the far side of the river, hit the tree above my head. Whatever's out there, there's a group of them, and they're no slouchers. Believe me, that was a heck of a shot from the far side of a river. Town's doomed.
Well, thank you for finally opening up. Perhaps if you could stop being melodramatic for 2 seconds, you could perhaps see that perhaps the town is not doomed because some new people have arrived in town. I just have questions. You think those tracks you saw could have been wolf tracks?
No, not an animal. Not an animal. Feet. Some I don't know. Some I don't know. Some like a person, but heavier, bigger.
His my companions and I, we saw someone in the woods as we were chasing after a kobold. They're wearing black and a red mask. Did you see anything like that?
You didn't see where the arrow came from. Just saw the tracks. Got to the river. The arrow hit tree just above my head. I didn't chance it. I ran.
So you basically haven't seen anything for sure, just tracks and an arrow, and that convinces you the town is doomed?
Look around. Farmers and shopkeepers. We're not soldiers. We never have been.
Well, maybe it's time you learn how to defend yourself, since obviously the mining people seem to view you in very small regard. Like, you can't always rely on outside help.
Looks at you and he says, easy talk for the one with the magic and the armour. And he stumbles off to go and get another ale. And Barden looks at you and he says, please excuse Cadwell. He's obviously had a bit of a fright, and well, he's sort of right. He's only a farmer and a sort of casual weekend hunter. He's not a soldier or anything. I can understand why he's scared, but there's a little more to it than even he knows, I'm afraid. A friend of mine, another townsman, and his son, Roland is his name, and his son Willem, they also hunt from time to time in the woods, and I know that they were in the area near where Czar lives. I'm afraid they've not returned, and their wife is the wife and mother is ever so worried. I would very much appreciate it if you and your companions would see your way clear to investigating what Cadwell has to say. Hopefully, as you say, he's making a lot of fuss over not very much, but if there is something out there, we need to know what it is, and I would like to see Roland and Willem safe home.
In the background of this conversation, you can hear Truly's voice going, your armor is really gross right now. It's like, can you take it outside and wash it somewhere? Completely in the background talking to Grumbly.
Yeah, Grumbly's...
Barden looks over at Demarin just as an aside, says, Is is she always like this?
Not always. I haven't known her very. Do you have a healer in town by any chance? There's a couple of them that are a little funny, and I think should be looked at like funny up here.
He says, I'm afraid if it's a healer you're after, rather the best we have is Czar. Actually, he's something of a druid. He doesn't come to town very much. He's a bit of a hermit. But he lives out in the woods, and he occasionally comes to town and trades potions and various poultices and that sort of thing with Faradin. So Faradin may have some stock if it's a remedy you're after. If you think it might be something more sinister and you need some divine intervention, and he gestures to the holy symbol that you're wearing, there is actually a small shrine to your deity in that grove just on the far side of the square. You might want to consider stopping in.
Well, I appreciate the information. Thank you. But I mean, I suppose I could talk to my traveling companions and see if we can look into Roland and William. It's just, I know they won't want to do it for free.
Yes, Barden says, yes, it's funny how dealing with mercantile companies does rather leave you expecting everybody to be a bit mercenary. It's not unexpected. How much do you think your companions would need? We're not a rich town. I can't offer hundreds.
In the background, you hear Truly saying to Adrian, "It's not a thing. You do not have Spider-Man abilities. You are
It
not."
is a thing.
It's
It
not
is
a
a
thing.
It is. It is.
Grumbly's,
Deny it all
rolling,
you want, you don't.
Grumbly's just rolling his eyes at this point and starts making his way out of the back door, looking for some water to wash off the gunk off his armor.
You know, and then the mayor kind of hears this and goes, you know what? I think 20 total for all of us will do.
The Barden looks at you and says, you're very fair, he says. He offers you his hand.
The mayor will take it.
Okay, that's fine. Grumbly, you stagger outside. You have gone out the back door, so the nearest source of water that you can see is a horse trough.
Of course.
Yeah. Grumbly just sort of walks straight over and, without thinking, just plunks his ass straight into the trough and just starts splashing the water all over.
Poor horsies.
Yeah.
One of the
more-
barmaids at this point exits from the back door to throw some rubbish into a sort of compost heap thing they have going on outside the back door, and she looks at you sitting in the horse trough and she says, "There's a well in the town square, my love."
This should suffice. I'm only little
I'm already here.
and I won't be long. He just continues to do his thing. So splashing water into the finery of his armor.
At which point she sort of shakes her head and meanders back inside.
At this point, Grumbly's kind of happy that his armor's quite clean now, and sort of pulls out, does a bit of a shake, and trudges back into the bar to meet his friends.
Okay. At which point, Grumbly, I'm going to say that for the next 24 hours you will smell strongly of horse, and therefore you will have advantage on any animal handling checks.
Oh yeah.
Vegan.
Adrian's still at the table eating his food. He just looks over at Julie. You haven't touched your plate yet. the food that I've got for everyone. You haven't even touched it.
I ate my own. I bought my own.
You bought your own.
Yes.
I bought us all food and drink to kind of bring us closer together, and you bought your own?
I'm curious as to why you think buying me a meal is going to make me like you any more than I do. It doesn't take back all of the things that you've said, the looks that you've given, the tone that you've taken, the fact that I think that you're crazy for thinking you have spider abilities.
Crumbly's just going to barge back to the table and just point to the food that Truly's not eating. And
She's
going,
gonna slide it over.
You eating that?
As you're saying that, she slides it over. She already knows.
Well, he gets it at least. He gets it. But I'm trying to ignore the tones and the glares and the glowing eyes and the general weirdness that has come for you. You know, since we have met and the weird things that have happened, I'm willing to put those aside, and I brought you food and drink to kind of mend things.
Wow.
And then you insult me
Yeah.
again. And secondly,
I'm enjoying
she's
it,
nodding
man.
along. She's like, yes,
do.
this is true. Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I do have spider powers.
Her eyes are gonna start glowing. They're gonna just she has already green eyes, and they're just gonna enhance. They're going to start glowing brighter green, and she's just gonna be like, she's just gonna get up, kind of walk around the table a little bit, sit back down, and then she's gonna look over at Demand. You came back, right, to sit down at the table with us again?
Yep.
Is there anything that you would like to share with the group of I don't know what we are?
Yeah, I struggled to find a term for us, but when I went over to talk to the town master, there was a guy with them who was drinking and terrified because he's seen some really unusual tracks that have come close to town around the woods, and he got shot at with an arrow. He unfortunately didn't see anything because he's a bit of a chicken, but there's clearly something out there, and it's more than one something, and there's some weird things going on in this town. Oh, and the town master asked us to track down someone called Roland and William because they've been missing for a while.
How long did he say they were missing for?
I did not think to ask.
No worries. People are missing. There's a lot of chaos here in this town that they're trying to sweep under the rug and hide. No. I'm inclined to go look for these two. Investigate further the whereabouts of other people that may be missing in this town, or wrongdoings that I feel are going. There's something truly evil coming over this town, and I'm ready to destroy it.
I don't really care about the people here or the town.
Oh, you shut up! Oh.
She's actually gonna look like her cheeks are gonna turn a little bit red after saying that, and just like her eyes are gonna get a little bit big. Like,
you all complain about me and how moody I'm. This one.
At which point, a slightly nervous-looking town master Barden kind of shuffles over to your table, and he says, I really don't mean to interrupt, whatever this is, but I felt I should tell you the quickest way to get to where Cadwell had his run-in with whatever it was. He mentioned he mentioned having been shot at with the arrow near a place called Caracas Falls. That's on the river. If you were to find the river in town and stick to the stick to the eastern bank where we currently are. You could follow the north road for a fair distance, but before it turns off into the woods near to where Growlin has his sheep farm, you just stick to the bank and follow up there. About half a day's march, I would have thought, would get you to the falls. You won't miss it. It's a substantial falls. And a large finger of rock juts up into the sky from an island in the middle of the stream there, just at the top of the falls. So you can't miss it.
You said it was by the sheep farm. It was past the sheep farm.
He said yes. I understand you went to Grallen's yesterday. You'd follow the north road into the woods in order to get to Grallen's, but that bears a little east of the river into the woods. You would need to follow the river directly in order to get to the falls, so you will have to leave the road eventually.
Very well. Well, I'm done eating my food, Mucky and Grumbly. How are you on yours?
I'm all done.
Right. Should we
Very well.
rest?
Arden says,
might be
"Very well,
worth
brave
going to-
adventurers. I shall take my leave. I wish you a good night's rest and best of luck. Best of luck tomorrow."
Are we taking a rest before we go? Maybe get some supplies from Faradin.
I think that's probably a smart idea.
It's night. I'm not going out into the forest at night to do this. Makes no sense.
Are we agreed we're having a rest?
Yeah, we should take a rest after the battles that we've had and of late. I think a night's rest would do us good.
Maybe he'll be less broody.
Oh,
I
he's
doubt it.
always been. Did you see him the other morning with his morning brood? Wow. Epic.
Have you heard the way he talks? Like everything is really dramatic, and just like he's trying to write a story that's all drama almost. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Have you caught on to that?
I am still right here, and you're not even whispering. You're just talking. And if I was writing a story, believe me, I'd write your character out immediately.
You wish you could write me out.
At this point, the bar is beginning to empty as the evening draws on, and Garvin, the bartender, stalks over to your table, gathers up a couple of the empty glasses, and looks at Truly and says, "Staying?"
For the night, yes.
Yep.
Looks round at the table and says, "Rooms you're in. 2 gold
Yep.
for the lot of you. Better rooms.
Alright.
5 gold the lot of you. Stay for a week. 1 night free."
I suspect that we will be here for at least a week, so put us down for the crappy rooms that we're in right now for a week.
Looks at you, nods. Shit rooms, 1 week.
You got it, buddy. And she
18.
she looks really awkward when she's saying stuff that doesn't come naturally to her at all.
Okay. He nods at you and says, 18 gold total. Leave it on the bar. If it's not there, chuck you out in the morning.
Fair.
So how do we want to split this up then? Did 18 divide by 4?
Grumbly's clutching his little purse quite
No,
tightly.
Because he gave you a night for free, which deliberately screwed up the maths.
Oh. Yeah, it's 4.5 gold per
Mhm.
person.
It is.
This is a reminder at this point that a gold is 10 silver.
So Truly is going to
So,
just
4
walk
gold
up
and
and
5
put.
silver.
4 and 5 silver.
Yeah, I'm gonna put. Truly's going to walk up and put 5 gold up on the counter and tell Grumbly just in a whisper, just do the 4 gold. I got the little extra for you.
Grumbly's going to accept that offer and just trots up, plonks his 4 gold on the bar.
Adrian puts his 2 gold and 5 silver on the bar.
2 gold and 5 silver?
Isn't it?
4.
4.
Oh, 4. Well,
Wow.
no.
Gonna get us kicked out? Really, bro? Really, bro?
Anything
know,
to get away from you.
Mending fences and all that? No? All right. No, that's fine.
All right. So at this point, bickering over coins, you turn in, and you can all mark off a long rest.
Yay! Spell slots.
Spell slots back, hit points back, so on and so forth.
Excellent.
I wish I knew what you was all talking about.
Up at the top right corner, you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Breakfast is included with the rooms, so we don't need to go through paying for that or anything along those lines. What I will say is that you will have a restful sleep. You all come down, and after a round of glaring at each other over breakfast, you need to now decide what it is you are going to do.
I say we start right away on looking for Roland and William.
Grumbly's looking rather angrily and thinking about bacon.
I agree. We don't know for sure how long they've been missing, so we should probably go looking for the father and son.
So right after we eat, we'll go ahead and find them.
I could always order to go, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we should order to go, stop off at Ferdinand's, grab whatever supplies we may need, and head out on our adventure to smite this evil.
At which point, yeah, that's fine. Garwin kind of grunts at you, and slaps like a loaf of bread and some cheese, and after glaring at Mucky and muttering something about not paying for it properly, some bacon on the bar, and stomps off into the cellar to go and clank barrels around.
Are we going to pay Faradin a visit, see what the wares he's got?
I agree.
Do you guys have something in mind that you want to get?
No.
Not particularly, no.
Demand, do you have anything? I mean,
No.
Then perhaps we should just follow his instructions from last night and get a move on.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Lead the way. And I'm going to usher Adrian to lead the way because I'm thinking he's a man that knows how to track.
All right, Adrian, you have a big decision to make. Which door of the pub are you going to go out of?
Adrian is going to walk out the front door.
And Truly is going to see that and not follow and go around the back door.
Okay.
And she's gonna do something.
With
She's
Grumbly,
she's gonna be swishing her hips all sassy.
Okay. And Grumbly, where are you going?
Grumbly's little legs are running as fast as they can, following Truly out the back door,
And
taking
Demea.
note of how much she's swishing.
Demea's going to go out the front door.
Okay. So, Truly and Mucky, you find yourselves having walked out of the back door. Truly, there is a compost heap that doesn't smell very nice here, and also a trough full of water that smells curiously like Grumbly. Other than that, various sort of nondescript houses and smaller dwellings kind of line the street here.
She knows
You,
the way.
Demea and Adrian, you exit into the square. Faradin gives you a cheery wave from sort of across the way. The townmaster's house stands on your right, and the grove of I'm just gonna wait until and the grove of trees that Townmaster Barden mentioned stands on the left-hand side of the square. If you look down the side of the pub, you can just see a swishy truly and a well, I'm not sure quite what the adjective would be for Grumbly at this point, as he follows Truly,
doing the
making
walk
their
like
way along the making their way along the road towards a distracted Grumbly, making their way along the road to the river.
Catch up, fours. Come on.
We're coming.
We're coming.
Along the
Weird
path,
Backdoor people.
Truly is going to kind of slowly, subtly position herself so that she is walking next to Demaya. And how did you sleep?
Okay, I guess. How was yours?
No complaints. It's I've lived my life on the road. I can sleep pretty much anywhere. I don't know if it's awkward to mention this or not, but you have a mouse that I've seen on you a few. I'm not like judging. I think it's cool, but I just want to make sure that, like, is there a story behind you having a mouse? Do you know that it's there? And she's just gonna like. You can see her face like this is falling apart.
And Demea actually like lets out a little awkward giggle, and she's like, "No, like I know this is my pet mouse, Humphrey. He's been my friend since I used to live on the streets."
Oh, you have a friend. That's important when you're living on the streets. I'm glad you have him.
Yeah, he's been a really good friend.
Maybe sometime I can give him some nuts that we see along. Honestly, I'm not good at small talk. I'm sorry. I'm not used to this. This is weird for me. I'll admit I'm curious about you. And your mouse. But I don't really know how to talk to others. I've been a little bit secluded for most of my life. So other than from when I was very young, I haven't seen another tiefling in a very long time. I don't really know how to interact, and I don't really know as much about our kind as maybe I should. So
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I was orphaned really young, to the point that like young enough that I don't really remember them. And I've lived on my own in the streets for most of my childhood until my mentor found me and took me into the temple. And people at the temple didn't really like me because they're always assuming that I might do something wrong or evil. And
oh, don't you hate that?
even though like, yes, like why do they always assume we're evil just because of the way we look?
I mean, I remember when I was really young, I had to steal once or twice to eat, but I never I never wanted to hurt anybody. I never intended. But it's always followed me. The hate has always followed me, and it's hurt the ones that I love for it too. I'm sorry that you experienced that as well.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wonders if that's kind of what all tieflings go through. If both of us went through that.
I mean,
I
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've had times where I've wanted to just punch people in the face for the way they've treated me.
Yeah, and she's gonna kind of get wide eyes and be like, I understand, and I wouldn't hold it against you if you wanted to punch Adrian in the face. And she's gonna give you a little smile.
Tamia's actually just bursting out laughing for real because she's just like, like honestly, like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I find it almost more infuriating when he has good moments, because it's like, why can't you just be like that all the time instead of brooding and angry all the time?
Yeah, I honestly, I really struggle. I really struggle not to just kind of try and set him on fire sometimes. I don't. The thing is, there's something inside me that I can't quite control. Um,
on that topic, can I ask you about that?
Oh gosh. I suppose since we're traveling together, that I should at least help you understand. Oh God, this is I haven't had to talk about this to somebody in a long time. For as long as I can remember, when I work with magic, and when I am in uncomfortable or high pressure situations, the thing inside me just kind of comes out in an uncontrollable, wacky kind of way, and it's created a little bit of chaos, and I don't know how to control it. Sometimes it's just me, sometimes it's one other person, sometimes it's multiple people that are near me, and
is that why Monkey Grumbly turned into a goat?
You know, yeah, I once turned my uncle into a goat. He thought it was hilarious.
I mean, Grumbly did make a pretty cute goat, I will say that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if we weren't, horribly sad and crying so much, I think that it would have been a whole lot of fun to have, a goat friend. I just.
So was the sadness part of it too?
When I sat there and thought about it last night, yeah, I kind of have to think it is, because I don't often cry that much, and I wouldn't suspect the rest of us to have cried, that much normally. Well, just fighting.
I never cry.
Yeah, neither. No.
I wouldn't cry, especially in front of someone like Adrian.
Right. Yeah. Embarrassing, right? I am so sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you told me, because at least now I know. And the next time there's some weird stuff going on, at least, there's an explanation for it.
I suppose I should tell the others as well. It's embarrassing that I don't know how to control it. My uncle tried to help me understand it, and learn as much as we could, but it's just, I still to this day have no idea why it happens. It just happens, and it's embarrassing to not have control over my own abilities, and I especially don't want to admit it to Adrian because, well, I kind of hate him. It's just gonna be like.
I mean, the first thing he asked you was if you knew how to blink. Kind of like the first thing he asked me was if I knew how to read.
I mean, honestly,
Like, what is up with him?
I don't know. Did like somebody hurt him? We're tieflings. We have been abused. We have been accused of wrongdoings. People hate us just on sight. And I mean, like you'd think that we would be as rotten, but no, we're tieflings, and we have much better manners than he does. I honestly, I am kind of curious. What has
Like,
made him the way he is?
I mean, she'll kind of lean in close and whispers, I don't know if I should tell you, but he's kind of a dick and told you guys about my mentor being murdered before I was ready to share that information. But his family died tragically, so he's kind of linked that to everything evil needs to die. He just doesn't seem to understand what's actually evil.
Truly's gonna get really quiet, and her face is just kind of gonna drop a little bit, and she's was he told you his whole family died and they were killed?
Yeah, I guess he's on a quest of vengeance, which is kind of ironically what made it somewhat bearable to travel with him to Rustwater, because we kind of had that bonding moment. Because I mean, you've opened up to me, so I guess I can tell you that the whole reason I'm on this journey is that a few days ago I walked in to my mentor's office, and he was dead.
Oh my god. And not like you're sure it was murder? It wasn't just like a heart attack or something?
Oh, it was definitely murder, because he was acting strange and distant and scared, and there was definitely something. And I found this pendant, and she's gonna pull out the pendant that's in the shape of a wolf on his body, but he never had it before. Or if he did, he never showed me, but he showed me a lot of things.
Aldous would truly recognize that from anything over her lifetime, as far as like readings and stuff like.
You could make an Arcana check for me.
She knows nothing. That's a 4.
You clearly did not pay enough attention in whatever classes your uncle taught you about stuff like this, because that does not ring any bells.
Okay, so she's...
However, at that point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn to Grumbly and Adrian.
Yeah.
But I will say that for the tiefling connection, as opposed to the rainbow connection, the tiefling connection, both of our tieflings can have inspiration, because I think you had some good character moment there, and opened up. So yeah, inspiration for the pair of you. Grumbly and Adrian, while the tieflings have been discussing their bonding over their mutual hatred of broody people, and then potentially reconsidering their position, what have you two been talking about?
Well,
Bacon.
just bacon, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Different
Bacon,
types
ale,
of
you know.
bacon. Ale.
Yeah.
Talking about
Pairings of different types of bacon with different types of bread.
yes, basically, yeah. Just
Grumbly,
smoked
what is
types of bacon.
what is your favorite type of bacon? You know, how...
I like it when it's just fresh from the animal. You know, just lightly cooked. It's nice. Tastes good.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the conversation between Demea and Truly is quite a long one, as they obviously have quite a lot in common. And the conversation about bacon is clearly enough to pass many an hour. So at which point you find yourselves after probably a sort of a little bit under half a day's march, leaving the North Road and entering into the woods, and the woods at this point appear to be kind of it's a relatively normal forest. It's pretty dense and dark on your right hand side, where the forest is, but with the river on your left, it makes quite a nice scene. The rust water at this point has come down out of the mountains and the hills and has sort of flattened and broadened out a little bit. So it's quite a sort of wide expanse of water on your left hand side, catching the sunlight as you make your way up the sort of the bank. After the several hours walking, you kind of round a bend in the river, and you find yourself faced with a really quite a lovely scene. The sort of the green wood on your right hand side, and the river sort of widens out into a broad pool. Almost but really quite a big affair, probably a couple of 100 feet across. At the far end of this, about sort of a good sort of 80 feet or so across, the river comes down from the hills, cuts through the forest, and goes over a bank about probably 20 feet high or so, plunging down. So this sort of spray is kind of plunging down into the pool and glittering in the beams of sunlight that are kind of breaking through the trees and catching it. In the middle of the river, at the top of the bank, there's a small island stands in the middle of the river with an enormous kind of pedestal of rock at the front of it, closest to you, sticking up. So you have like a finger of rock sticking up from the middle of the river. You'd be able to climb the bank fairly easily to get to the level of where the island is, in order to go and sort of have a closer look at this area of the river you've been told to come and investigate.
And Truly just starts as they kind of trail off in their conversation, Truly feeling significantly more comfortable around Demaya. Demaya, I am so sorry. What is it?
Okay, sometimes she doesn't know.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Demaya, honestly, she's going to respond to both. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to apologize ever again. So she's feeling significantly more comfortable, and she's going to kind of give her a smile and then go into kind of just naturally looking around their environment to see if there's anything she sees that is out of place for what would be that natural, like footprints or anything like that.
Are you investigating down by the pool, or are you going up the earth bank and having a look at near sort of where the falls is?
I think that I'm gonna go low and go towards the pool, but very cautiously. Yeah, very, very cautiously.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and roll your percentile dice for me, please, and tell me what you get.
Oh, that was unexpected. I don't think I've ever rolled this before.
Ooh.
That's a 60.
Okay. You don't find anything, like tracks or anything down at the level of the pool. As far as you can make out, you guys are the only ones to come along at sort of this level of the river for quite some time.
Okay, she's going to walk back to the group and communicate that and suggest that maybe they don't shout while here. Snake is snake.
What would the rest of you like to do?
I'm also going to kind of investigate around, turning over rocks and old down trees, just looking around for any kind of clue of some type.
Okay, are we still on the low level?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
All right. That is a 9.
Okay, you look around. Other than the tracks of a slightly swishy tiefling, you can't necessarily see anything remarkable.
There's some strange tracks here, everyone. It's like that of it. I think there's another tiefling around here.
Wait. Did he just go down to the pool and investigate my tracks? Did he just do that? Seriously?
Yep. Yes, he did.
Hey, the Bonnie is looking at you with
Bonnie
shame.
sighting. Yeah, Bonnie shame.
Yeah, Bonnie shame. Adrian, Bonnie shame. You hate to see it happen.
Right.
There might
I'll
not
be back in
your
just a
tracks. It
second,
could be
and you guys
another
can think
tiefling.
about your next move.
Just like you doubt that I have spider powers, you doubt that this might be the tracks of another tiefling?
There are 2 tieflings here with us. Why do you think, like there are 2 tieflings in this group? She walked over there. Clearly, they belong to her.
Yeah, but she was dainty walking. Who knows?
Tieflings everywhere.
Adrian,
What do we...
Adrian, I was just down there.
Say my name one more time.
Are you getting off on me saying your name? What is the matter with you? Okay.
Try to see if you could say the whole name. Go for it.
Listen. Okay, listen. I would like to work as a team. I was just down there. I looked around, so I suspect that the footprints that you saw were mine, as I am a tiefling. And there was only one set, correct? So
I haven't finished investigating. I don't know.
it's safe to assume that they were mine. I think that we should maybe look a little higher up, perhaps. She's just like you could see the strain of trying to be a team player here. After learning about his history a little bit, she's trying her best to be kind, and it's almost killing her.
You're looking a little ill. Are you alright? Was it something you ate?
Okay, so what are we doing?
Grumbly's just sat on the riverbank, laughing at the little argument whilst chewing on a cold bit of bacon.
Grumbly, go ahead and roll the percentile dice for me, please.
Which one's the percent? You knew you was going to do this to me.
I just showed you. It's this one right here.
It's the second D10
Right here?
with the
And
higher
it's-
the
and it
double
has-
digit
It's
numbers.
both your d10s at once.
0, 0.
And then you take the tens column and the ones column. Yeah, so both of those, one of them's tens and one of them's ones.
All right, okay. So what am I doing with these then?
You're rolling them.
Right, one says 6, and one says 80.
So that's 86. Okay, that's fine.
Woo! That's how it works. Nerds.
Yes, you're so cool. Danae, what are you up to?
Demea's gonna go up the bank to get a higher vantage point.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception for me, Demea.
Um, 12?
Okay. As you crest up to the top of the bank, you notice a few things. The first thing you notice is a trail that has been made by some things. You're not quite able to work out exactly what, but there are a number of different footprints passing from your right, and you know, it's from the woods to the river. As you look at the river, you can basically see the kind of the expanse of this pool kind of out below you, with the kind of the spray kind of drifting over the water and the sunbeams kind of dappling the light and everything. And you notice that between you and the island is probably about a good kind of 30 feet of water or so. But there are kind of stones at fairly regular intervals. These are either very conveniently natural, or they've been placed by people to kind of deliberately create a sort of ford across the river. They look like they might be a little bit tricky, but you look like you should be able to cross them and reach the island. And then you can see on the other side of the island a similar path of stones in the water that lead to the far bank.
Then Demea is gonna go back to the group and relay this information.
Okay.
What did you find, Amaya?
Well, it looks like there's a path leading to that island over there. There's some stones set in the river.
Is it? Do you think it was made, or is it natural? I mean, has it been used? Could you know?
I did see a trail that looked fairly used that led from the woods to the river, so someone's probably been using it.
It looked used. Did you see any tracks?
I saw footprints, but I couldn't make out what they were. I wasn't close enough.
Were any of them that of a tiefling?
You're gonna see Truly just go.
Adrian, I am this close to smacking you in the back of the head, okay?
I'm just saying.
Truly.
You just see
Maybe-
Truly. She immediately starts clapping. Onward across the little path that you found. Then yes, let's go.
Yep.
Okay. So, as we do that, first of all, who's going to go up the bank to the stones first?
I'll go first.
You'll go first, Adrian.
I'll go first.
As you reach the top of the bank, please roll a perception check for me. Adrian, as you reach the top of
16.
as you reach the top of the bank, Adrian, you realise a tiefling has been here. There's definitely been a tiefling at the top of this bank, and quite recently too.
These are fresh footsteps of a tiefling.
They're
I told you
mine.
down there were footsteps of a tiefling. There's
They're
more footsteps up
mine.
here of a tiefling.
They're mine.
None of you believe me.
They're
You don't believe me about the spider abilities. You don't believe me about the footprints. What must I do with you?
Demea's gonna walk up to him and smack him on the back of the head. If that's allowed.
I don't
And-
know.
And at this point,
This is
and
where
at this
Truly
point,
goes like this.
as Demea and Adrian start doing their best Three Stooges impression on the side of a river before crossing some stepping stones, in no way connected to what might happen next, I am going to do this week's power word. Penny, would you like to explain briefly what that is?
For those that are just now joining us, the power word is something that we've been doing for the last couple weeks, and we'll be doing it for 7 weeks total, for 7 sessions. Once per session, Aldous will give a power word. if you collect all 7 power words correctly, you can submit it to Aldous at the end of the 7 weeks once he's given the 7th word. And if you have all the words, you get basically admitted into a raffle for the chance to win metal D&D dice to be mailed to you by me. Thanks to Haztech for basically funding the whole idea. So if you are just now joining us and you're interested in participating, I would recommend going through and watching the previous sessions, which can be found on our YouTube channel, Time of the Wolf, which we have a link for. So please help yourself in finding those other words. He is going to give them at random, never at the same time during a session. So it's not like you can fast forward through to get there. So that's part of the fun. You gotta have to listen to the story in order to get the word.
And just to be clear, this is number 3. The first stream did not have a power word, so you need to watch streams number 2 and 3. But hey, you need to watch stream number 1 because it was awesome. So this is power word number 3, and this week's power word, in no way connected to the mighty river they find themselves stood beside, is sploosh.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Brilliant.
Okay, so you guys are faced by a mighty splooshy river with some stones to cross to the island and some stones to cross beyond. So, assuming you're trying to cross, who's going first?
I will.
Mayoko, she wants to get away from Adrian.
Maya, because she wants to get away.
I will
from
follow
Adrian.
behind as I am explaining that about the tracks, that we have found, that I have discovered to be.
Okay. Demea, I'm going to need you to roll your percentile dice at this point for me, please.
Oh no. Uh, 54.
Okay. And then I'm going to need you to make either an athletics or acrobatics check.
14.
Okay. You did you go athletics or acrobatics?
Let me double check. Athletics.
Okay, that's fine. So you basically stride confidently across these stones. You get buffeted occasionally by little sort of splashes of water from the river, that kind of thing. But you're kind of rooted and planted pretty solidly, and you reach the island without any incident. Adrian, as you stride out confidently across the stones, I am going to need you to roll your percentile dice for me, please.
29.
29. Okay, Adrian. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and also make an athletics or acrobatics check, but I'm going to need you to make it with disadvantage.
That is a 20 total.
On which one? On the lowest?
Oh, on the lowest?
Yeah, disadvantage means you roll
on
twice
the lowest.
and tell me the
Okay.
lowest result.
Where is it? Alright, so that is a 17.
Okay. So Adrian, as you stride across the stones, you kind of look down at the river as you're sort of walking across them. You're trying to making sure exactly where to plant your feet, and the lights reflecting up at you off the river, the sort of glints of sunlight. They seem to somehow kind of become just that little bit more kind of hypnotic, that little bit more kind of there's this sort of dancing and flashing, and there's a little bit more colour than you might have expected, and you find it quite distracting. But you still manage to cross the river without any incident and reach the island. Right, who's next, Truly or Grumbly?
Truly's keen to not go after Adrian, but at the same time, she wants to be at the ready if Grumbly needs some help. So she'll go next.
Okay, go ahead and roll either athletics or acrobatics,
Oh.
whatever you want to do.
Okay. That is an unnatural 20, a dirty 20.
Okay, Truly basically skips across the stones. Maybe it's like her years as a sort of urchin skipping across rooftops or something, but she doesn't seem to find this difficult at all. Grumbly.
Oh yeah.
When she gets to the other side, she's going to get rope out and just kind of have it at the ready.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Grumbly.
know what.
Are we going to take advantage of this rope offer, or are we going to just go ahead and dwarven pride march across?
I'm going to risk it for a biscuit.
Okay.
Good luck.
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever you're best at.
Athletics then. Here we go. So that's my big D out again, yeah?
Big D plus your athletics modifier.
What's that? Oh, plus the 5, right, okay.
Yes.
That's a lot of
Starting
chords.
to learn,
That's-
everybody.
No, I'm not. Never gonna happen. Play. Picking on me. That'll be that's a 15 in total.
That's fine. You're not much for rivers, really, or outside. You know, dwarves preferring underground and all that. But he sort of stumps across and gets to the island. So you find yourself stood on this island. It's not a particularly big island. It's about sort of 20 feet across. It's probably about 30 to 40 feet long, as in, so you've got the big finger of rock, and then at the far end of it, sort of further upstream, a single tree kind of stands quite tall in at the other end of it, and in the middle of this island, between the finger of rock that stands near the waterfall, and the tree at the end, is a pool full of water. Adrian, I need you to make a wisdom save for me, please.
Oh, no.
Plus 3. 10.
Okay. You know how, like, when you rub your eyes and you get like those after effects of like coloured shapes kind of thing? The light reflecting off the water and kind of the flashes of light that you saw, it sort of lingered a little bit, and you just focused on the fact that, wow, that was a really nice effect, actually. Do you know what? I really quite enjoyed that, you know, and you sort of almost find yourself turning around at one point going, oh, do you know what? That light on the water, that looks really nice. Anyway, but other than that, nothing else seems to happen, and you guys are stood on this island. There's a sort of pool of water in front of you. There's a finger of rock on your left. There's a large tree on your right, and then there's across the island and the set of stones in front of you.
I mean,
Rumbly's feeling a bit fascinated by this finger of rock and just sort of approaches it to touch it.
Oh no.
Absolutely fine. You get there, Grumbly. You discover it's a pretty substantial bit of granite jutting up into the air, a little bit different to the rest of the rock around the place.
I'm just going to relay that information to the rest of the team.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm staring at the magical colors that have popped up and just taking it all in. Oh.
Morning, hippie.
Truly is going to just. So how do you guys want to proceed?
I'm just a little concerned about Adrian. He just hasn't seemed right since the whole spider bite, and now he seems distracted by something.
Maybe think of it as like my spider sense kind of going off, like an early warning kind of thing. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something to do with that. You don't know. You don't live with this like I do. This is a gift and a curse. I see
It's a
things
curse,
differently.
alright. It's definitely a curse, alright. Yeah, it's definitely a curse. Grumbly, sorry, what were you saying about that rock again?
Appears to be granite. It's,
Oh.
seems a little out of place for this area.
You think it was brought here?
Could well be.
Demaya's gonna go closer to the rock and do an Arcana check if she can.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do. You can't detect anything unusual about the rock other than what Mucky's telling you about the type of rock that it is.
So, Truly's going to do a sweep of the area to see if there's anything extra she can find.
Okay, whereabouts is Truly going to go?
So if there's a pool and they see the rock towards you said the center of it?
So the rock is at the left end of the island as it was when you crossed over to it. The pool is in the middle,
Okay.
and the tree is at the right-hand end.
She's going to investigate the tree area.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
That's 11.
You don't find anything particularly interesting. There appears to be a large heart carved into the tree with some initials on by some people who obviously came to this lovely spot at some point.
Is
but
one of
other
them
than that, you
R?
don't find anything. No, it's not.
Okay.
You have the initials T and S in a heart carved on the tree.
T and S. Alright.
They look like they've been there a while.
Okay. Okay, Truly is going to kind of maybe suggest maybe she's gonna maybe walk towards the pool of water.
Okay.
And she's gonna get close to the edge and just see if there's anything she can see underneath.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception for me, please.
That is 14. Yes, yes,
Okay. You don't see anything remarkable about this pool. The sort of light appears to be glimmering from the water. It appears to be sort of gently sloshing about in its pond, but you don't notice anything unusual about it.
If she were, so she's going to slowly dip her fingers into the water.
Okay. The water kind of runs about around your fingers. It feels like water.
Okay. Okay, guys, maybe we keep going?
Sure
Yeah, we
thing.
can do that.
Who's leading the way?
Grumbly this time. Grumbly's
Grumbly.
feeling quite happy with himself, having touched that nice smooth piece of granite.
Okay.
Kind of reminds
Grumbly.
him of his roots.
Mm-hmm. Grumbly, as you reach the far side of the island, and you are about to step onto the first of the stepping stones, there is, from the far bank of the river, a sort of rustling sound and a crack, and some of the shadows on the far side of the bank reassemble themselves, and a figure is stood on the furthest stepping stone from you, dressed all in black, with a red mask over its face and a staff slung across its back. And it looks at you and it says, "This far and no further. The woods belong to the wolf. Go back."
Can Truly and the rest see this is in here? This is
You
well?
can all see it.
Okay. Who's the wolf? And what claim does he have on this property?
Claims are made by right of conquest. We have claimed these lands. They are ours. You are not welcome. Go back.
You said we.
Are you the wolf?
You notice
Where are the
at this
others?
point that the mask, although it is red, stops at about the level of the upper lip. The face underneath it twitches in an expression of disdain, but the skin of the face is red, so the entire face is red, but only the upper half of it is covered by the mask, you realise now. And it says, "You have come far, but you understand so little.
Help us understand.
Back. We are not here to help.
We want to help where we're needed. If we are trespassing, then we'll leave, but I don't believe we're trespassing. I feel that you have laid claim to something that isn't yours."
Looks at you and says, "Who decides what belongs to who?"
Exactly. So how are you going to tell us that this is yours? It's actually ours. Did you know that? She's gonna get really sassy. We lay claim to this place. How's that sound? It's as easy as just saying it, isn't it? Do you have paperwork?
Cocks its head to the side and says, "You lay a claim."
She's gonna take a second and look around at the others.
Maya's gonna walk up beside her and be and pull out the pendant of the wolf from her pack and shove it forward and be like, "Do you know what this is?"
"Where did you get that?"
I'm not telling you until you tell me what it is.
Looks at you and says, "You carry the pendant, you have crossed servants of the wolf.
Servants of the wolf, eh? Tell me what this means then.
I tell you nothing. I give you one more chance. Be gone.
No.
How far away is he from us? Is this person from us?
Across another set of stepping stones about 30 feet away.
About 30 feet.
It-
Who are
Demea's
you
kind of like
behind that
smirking.
mask? Take off that mask. Show us who you are.
The mask is
Grumble
irrelevant.
is-
Who I am is irrelevant. You should not be here.
What are you trying to
Why
hide?
did I find this pendant on a dead body?
You see sort of the whites of the eyes behind the mask widen a little bit. And it says, "You, servant of the old man, is it?"
So you knew him? You know who I'm talking about?
Knew him. How little you all know.
Adrian is going to charge at this person to
Okay.
attempt to rip the mask off.
So you're going to try and
God.
make a charge. Okay, so Adrian, you are going to charge forward. So everyone needs to roll for initiative at this
Thanks,
point.
bro. We could have asked him some more questions.
Check out the big balls on Adrian. Oh,
2.
yeah.
Ah!
13.
3! Only
Oh,
because of
this
my
is-
modifier.
Okay, so hold on. So Demea got 3. Adrian got 2.
Yeah.
Did you add your dex to that, Adrian?
Oh no, 3. My dexterity. Yeah, 3.
Rumbly, what did you get?
What do I have to add to mine?
Your dex modifier. It does say
Alright,
initiative
so
on your
that-
character sheet as well.
All right. Well, that makes it 6 then. So it's great rolls.
Truly?
That's 13.
Okay. So, Adrian basically sort of takes a step forward, at which point everybody sort of readies themselves for action. The figure on the far side is obviously very alert and sees you coming, Adrian. At which point, its hand flashes to its left breast, where, Demea, you realise it is reaching for a pendant in the shape of a wolf. It grabs the pendant, it holds it out, and it shrieks, "Uts!" And at that point there is then a crack and a rustle as the shadows coalesce about it and it vanishes. And there is then a stirring from the pool behind you.
Great. Great.
And from the water surges upward a very, very large looking creature. It looks essentially like an enormous snake but made entirely of water. And it surges up from the pond and lunges toward Adrian.
At this point,
Truly.
Grumbly's got his mighty weapon out ready.
Okay, truly, it is going to be your turn first.
So, The two choices are the creature from the lagoon, or the one in the mask, right?
No, the one in the mask has vanished.
Rude.
Shadows have rustled about it, and it has gone.
Truly is going to launch out her hands in front of her and start swirling it around to create lightning damage in her hand. So the or thunder or lightning. Where is it? Lightning. And you're gonna see lightning kind of swirl around in her hands in an orb, and she's going to cast it out.
Okay, so you're doing chromatic orb and you're doing lightning damage, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. So you can go ahead and roll your damage for that.
That is 23.
23. Okay.
Ooh.
So let me just have a quick check. I don't think there's a save on that, is there? You do have to make an attack roll to hit, however, first.
That was the
So
23.
Oh, 23 to hit. Oh, sorry. I thought you 23 and roll damage. Right, so you can roll damage, 3d8 damage.
Damn it. God damn it. That's 7. Significantly less impressive.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 7 damage off of 3d8 truly is truly mighty. As Truly lets this orb go out, it sort of crackles with electricity as it flies towards its target. And it's quite an impressive orb as it leaves Truly's hand and rockets across the island towards this water snake. But as it kind of travels along its way, little kind of bolts of lightning seem to sort of ping off it and zap into you all. A couple of kind of larger ones kind of ping back towards their target, and Truly is sort of enveloped in a sort of aura, whereby and as that aura kind of dissipates and the glare of the lightning bolt suddenly goes away, where there stood previously a female tiefling, there is now a male tiefling stood there.
And you're gonna hear him go, shit.
And that's about the last thing you hear them say before the second bolt of lightning thuds into them as well. At which point, 4 smaller kind of bits of energy ping off this orb as it moves towards the target, and they strike out, and they unerringly strike at each of you, but not into you causing damage. Rather, they ripple across your face and across your top lips, and you find your hair sprouting and growing in uncontrollable and strange ways. I feel like Grumbly should have to restyle his somehow. There it is. Okay. At which point the water snake kind of thrashes about as the kind of lightning crackles across it. But it's and Grumbly, it's then your turn.
Grumbly's very confused at this sudden facial hair growth, but decides he needs to take some sort of action and takes a defensive stance, whips off his nice polished shield and puts himself between the water creature and the rest of the group.
Okay. Are we doing anything else? You can reach it with an attack if you wanted to.
Well, then I shall whip out my mighty hammer and have a swing.
Have a swing, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. What? I'm twirling my new moustache.
You've got the moustache for it.
I need to get my big D out. I'll do rolls of pants tonight. That's a 5 plus what do I need to add to that?
5 plus your strength plus your proficiency, so it's probably plus 5 for you, I think. There's on your character sheet next to the hammer. Yeah, plus 5.
Alright, it's a 10
So
then.
5 is 5? 10? Not quite enough, I'm afraid. So he's obviously sufficiently distracted by the suddenly more fabulous moustache that he has on his face that it just puts him off his aim slightly, and the water snake is able to sort of shimmy out of the way a little bit. And then we get round to Demea and Adrian. So I will say that it is Demea first.
All right. Well, Demea is rather excited that this thing is lightning based, or water based. Sorry. She's gonna use guiding bolt on it.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit for me, please.
16. 16.
Yeah, that'll hit. You roll damage for me.
All the dice. Let's see. Okay. Math. I can math. 1 second.
God, their natural enemy, maths.
I need my calculator. I can't math. No. Okay. Okay. No. God. Math. 11.
Okay, so that is fine. Adrian, the light of Demea's attack hits into this thing. It obviously does a decent amount of damage, like blasts a sort of chunk of the water away before it sort of reforms. And therefore, your attack, you're going to have advantage because there's still sort of an aura of light wreathing this thing, making it slightly easier to make out and to hit.
Okay. I am going to attack with the longsword.
Okay.
And I'm also going to use Searing Smite.
Okay. Searing Smite or regular Smite? Sorry, just checking.
Searing Smite.
You're going to go Searing Smite. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and roll to hit.
20.
Okay, so nat 20 or
Nat 20.
Okay, so you get to
So that'll be
roll the longsword damage dice twice and add your modifier.
Roll the what?
Right, whatever. So you have the
D6,
longsword.
yeah.
So longsword is, if you look, it's a D8
The
plus
D8.
4 if you're one-handed, or it's D10 plus 4 if you're two-handed. You normally go two-handed, don't you?
Yeah, I usually do.
So roll D10 twice and add 4.
That is 5. Damn.
Okay. What, you roll 5 on the first one?
Yes.
Okay, 5 on the first dice. Roll it again.
That's an 8. And
Okay,
again, plus 4,
and
right?
then, yeah, so 17 total.
Mhm.
And then you're gonna roll your searing smite.
The D6.
It's got to make a con save, hasn't it? So you're
Yeah, it does.
all right, that's fine.
Okay.
Which it's going to fail. So it is a failed save. So you get to do d6 fire damage, but because it was a crit, you can do 2d6.
Okay. That is a 6 and a 1. So 7.
Okay. All right. So Adrian, you get a really good swing on this thing. You hit it really solidly. There's a sort of flash of fire as you hit it as well. But there's a hiss as the water of the thing kind of quenches the fire much more quickly than you might have expected, and your sword kind of passes through this water snake. Obviously, there aren't any bones or muscles to stop your swing or anything along those lines. So you feel like you hit it really solidly, but you don't feel like you did as much damage as you might have expected to do.
That son of a bitch.
And they're gone. Okay. So
You're gonna make me lose my mustache.
Oh, good God.
right. So at this point,
You are
Grumbly
Yeah.
and Adrian Grumbly and Adrian are stood on the bank of the pond, having both taken swings at the creature with their mighty weapons. At which point the creature, kind of sick of being hit all the time, and having kind of made its dramatic entrance out of the pond, finally kind of gets its bearings, looks around, and it sort of settles on the shiniest target within reach, which is Grumbly, with his shiny armor, and it zooms out, but rather than trying to strike Grumbly, it coils around him very, very quickly, and sort of traps him in these watery coils, begins to slowly crush him, and as it does, it drags him from the bank into the shallows of the pool, and is clearly looking to try to drag him underneath the water. It's not quite got him there yet, though, and it is going to Grumbly do 13 bludgeoning damage to you as it crushes you in its coils.
Ouch.
You're gonna see. I'm gonna go refer to him as Duty. You're gonna see Duty go, shit.
Fuck was who are you?
Grumbly's flailing, trying to swing his mighty hammer to try and get some purchase on the bank to stop himself going under, but it's just not happening. Can't get free again.
Duty, it's your turn.
Friend. He's gonna yell. Help! And he's going to. He's gonna and you're gonna hear him kind of just rumble in his chest. He's grunting really. And he's gonna kind of like not as smoothly move his hands as Truly did when casting this. He's going to just kind of do like a lot of the kind of awkward movements, almost like he's trying to build a really large snowball, and he's trying to get it all packed down. And he's going to cast another attempt at lightning. A lightning orb at the creature.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
That's 13.
That will hit.
Okay. Here we go. Solid start, bro. Seven.
What? You rolled 3d8 and made 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Again?
Good job. Okay. Grumbly, it's your turn. Now, you can do one of a couple of things, Grumbly. You are currently restrained in the monster's coils, so you can try and attack it, but you will have disadvantage. You could also try to break free by making a strength check.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll strength for me.
With my big D.
It is.
Yes.
Don't fail me. It failed me.
What did you get?
What are these dice doing tonight, guys? A 2.
A 2. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. You are trapped in the monster's coils, and it pulls you towards the water. Okay. Adrian, at this point, it's your turn. And the lights that you noticed earlier suddenly sort of dance a little bit more frantically in the periphery of your vision, and they're sort of fascinating, and you almost think you can start to hear something in the distance, like a sound or a voice, and the voice says, "Run, save yourself, flee to the pool, to the pool." And you feel an overwhelming compulsion to spend your entire movement on running towards the end of the island where the waterfall is and diving into the pool. And that is exactly what you do.
Oh no.
Great. Guys, look. This thing's really big. It has Grumbly. There's some weird dude here now. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go jump in that pool over there, so I'll be right back, okay?
Duty
You
is
don't-
gonna
you know,
start.
you guys
It's
just
gonna.
kinda hang.
He's gonna yell, "Fool!"
I don't know what that, but the pool, you know, the sun's out. It's kind of hot. I gotta go cool off. And this over here seems to be a little occupied. Well, there's a snake in that water. I can't go there. I'm going to go to the other water. There's no, giant thing.
So, at which point, the mayor, it's your turn.
Well, the mayor's just briefly looking at Adrian like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Okay, anyways, on to the big
Just
snake.
follow the colors.
What colors, you weirdo?
Don't worry. The spider sense is showing me. It won't fail. It won't fail. Trust me.
I don't trust you, sir. I don't trust you, sir. I should have put these earlier. I want to use that, but I'm surrounded by idiots. Guiding bolt again.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Uh, 13?
That will hit.
Yay! Need my math. 15.
Okay. So you get a pretty solid hit on this thing, and it almost kind of comes apart. And Grumpy almost kind of gets free. There's waves of kind of water running down the side of this thing. But it is still kind of going. At which point it's going to kind of thrash and kind of reform and kind of squeeze around Grumbly, and it is going to make another attempt to kind of squeeze the life out of him, and Grumbly, you are going to take a further 10 points of damage, and you are going to get pulled under the water.
Friend! Friend!
Now, Grumbly...
Really, guys, this water is fantastic over here.
You can hold your breath, Grumbly, for a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier, which is 4. So you are currently holding your breath at the moment, and therefore are not going to drown for the next 4 turns. But if they haven't got you out of the pool by that point, then you will. Okay. So, Truly, or Duty, I should say, we're back to you.
Duty is panicking. Best friend underwater.
Grumbly's panicking.
And so is the oh god, how do you guys handle this?
The snake thing has its head still above the water. It's just kind of pulled its body with the coils under the water, so Grumbly is now submerged.
Okay, how do you guys eat? This is
I love the fact that that's what's bothering you.
Anyways. You know what this calls for, don't you? Another chromatic orb. So.
Are you marking off second level spell slots for each of these?
First level. I don't have second level yet.
Chromatic orb is a second level spell.
I wouldn't have been able to get it if I was.
They were.
Oh no, from the
first level.
dream.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my third and final slot, for it. And he is going to. I still feel like lightning is the way to go here. I'm still holding on to lightning being like the answer. So
Go ahead and roll to hit.
another one of those like awkward but more panicked sort of. So he's just kind of like. And that is a 17.
Okay, that's gonna hit. Roll your 3d8. I've said that a few times and it's not gone well.
I think these dice need to go into jail.
Oh no.
Okay, so describe what it looks like when you kill the water weird.
So it's gonna hit it and it's going to kind of start kind of moving around until it's like slowly starting to lose its shape and then just kind of splash into the water. And hopefully up comes a like kind of like a barrel in the water. Just a mucky. Just bloop.
Okay, so basically Mucky is kind of underneath.
How I am swimming. It's pretty good.
So Mucky is kind of underneath the water, at this point, and you essentially fire this chromatic orb, as you say, and it kind of hits the beast in the head. It essentially seems to blow the head of this thing apart, and it kind of splashes down, and the pool of water reverts back to being just another pool of water. And Grumbly, you are kind of released from the coils that were crushing you, and you find yourself kind of clutching your mighty weapon and your shield, and dressed in your armor, and floating on top of an 8-foot deep pool of water, and you find yourself kind of being looking down at the bottom, fairly obviously, of this great big pool of water, and you notice something glinting down on the bottom there.
You're gonna hear Duty go, "I help!"
Grumbly's just going to look over at this strange character on the bank that he doesn't recognise and kind of go, look down at this glinting thing, takes a deep breath and just straight down.
Friend? Friend?
Grumbly, I'm going to ask you to make an athletics check for me, please.
With my big D again.
Yep.
Come on, chat, give me some luck. That's a 14.
Okay, I'm going to say that you managed to get to the bottom of the pool where you grab hold of the glinting thing. You don't have much time to examine it before you're having to try to pull yourself back up to the top of the pool as the weight of your armor is dragging you down, but you just manage to kind of grab hold of the bank and haul yourself out of the pool, at which point you look in your hand, and what you find there is a small platinum amulet of a wolf's head surrounded by waves of water.
Ooh, fancy.
1 second.
Where'd friend go? Where'd friend go?
Where did Truly go? What's Adrian doing in that pool?
I'm doing
I
the back
don't
stroke
know.
right now, you know.
I don't know about
Just
Adrian. He
practicing.
just said something about followed the colors and dove in. I do believe that that dude is truly because
Friend!
she turned into an ant
Friend!
and can only speak in one word.
So you think that's
Smart!
Truly?
Smart, friend! Smart!
The man's gonna like high five.
And then you're gonna get this much larger and like clumsy because he's not used to this amount of strength, and he's just gonna hit your hand really hard. Friend! And he's gonna point to Adrian in the water and go, stupid!
You say stupid, but it's hot out and I'm cool.
Okay,
Why are you in the water?
at which point Demea is stood up at the top of the waterfall, shouting down at Adrian, asking him why he's been quite so stupid. And Adrian is down in the water. At which point, Adrian, as you're sort of floating, sort of treading water in the pool below the waterfall, a watery arm comes out of the pool and kind of drapes itself around your shoulder and across your chest, and a watery head with long watery hair kind of emerges from the pool behind you and whispers in your ear and says, "I'm so glad you decided to join me. I was bedazzled by you. I'm so glad you were bedazzled by me.
It's the
Welcome."
hair, isn't it?
welcome. It is. It is. What fabulous hair you have. See how it floats in my water.
Yeah. I condition regularly.
Beautiful.
Berries and oils.
Absolutely.
Friends?
I'm so glad you've decided to come to me.
Going off over there.
And he says, and she whispers in your ear in a slightly drippy sort of way. I think your friends have disposed of that rather horrible thing up in the island. I'm so glad it wasn't very good company.
God, it didn't seem that way. No.
Does Duty see this creature behind next to him?
Yeah, you can see this as you peer down into the pool.
He's gonna point and go, suspicious!
Yep, very suspicious. Do we help him or let him just?
The water
float
is
around?
invigorating. Okay, it's
At which point the
fantastic.
thing in your ear sort of says, they don't seem very nice.
Oh, then not, especially that one over there. That's a dude. Evidently, maybe that one is kind of a pain in the ass. Usually a bitch.
A pain? Oh no,
Yeah,
not a
I know,
pain.
right? I know. Yeah.
You seem
Doesn't
so
have nice hair like I do.
You shouldn't have to put up with people being pains.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Would you like to stay with me?
Here?
Dangerous!
In this lagoon?
Oh, absolutely. Come, let me show you where I live. And the arm tightens
No.
briefly, and Adrian
No.
disappears beneath the surface of the pool.
Stupid friend!
Oh, idiot!
Stupid!
What? Where's he off to?
Help, stupid friend!
How's about help injured? How's about help injured friend? Heals.
We might have two injured friends, but yes, I agree. I will use healing word on Mr. Grumbly.
Okay.
Though I'm hesitant to use my last slot. I'm terribly sorry. I rolled a 1, so you get 4 back.
It's okay, he had so many hit points to spare.
I know, right?
Not.
No. Were you down to 1 in that fight? I think you were, weren't you?
Three.
3.
Down to
Oh,
3.
blimey. 3.
Unbelievable. Close. There was some clenching going on.
Duty, what are you doing? Grumbly's kind of lying on the shore, clutching his new shiny amulet and getting healed by Demea. What are you up to?
Is it possible for Duty's turn, he takes the rope out, ties it around the tree, and then the other end around his waist, and jumps in after Adrian's stupid friend?
If that's what you'd like to do, then I won't say no.
I can't see anything here that's gonna attack a pool of water and be very effective in helping him. So Duty is going to be like kind of grunting and mumbling like nonsense to himself as he's tying the stuff around, and then he just into the water like really clumsily because he's not really familiar with his own body movement.
Okay. So, at which point, I did mention that you that the island was about 30 feet from end to end, and I did briefly mention that the waterfall was about 20 feet high. You have about 50 feet of rope, and you spend some of that tying it around the tree. So what happens is you run down the island with a rope tied round your waist and take an epic leap, shouting "friend" in a loud voice, and fall toward the water. And what then happens is that you're immediately brought up short about 2 feet above the water as the rope runs out of length. At which point you can take d6 bludgeoning damage from being crushed around your waist with a rope, having fallen about 15 feet.
Ow! How much was that damage?
D6. D6.
Oh,
you
D6.
take... I'll do it. You take 2. 2
Alrighty.
points of damage. 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and now you find yourself dangling, swinging gently back and forth above the surface of the water. Beneath the surface of the water, you can see Adrian having what appears to be a rather nice moment of passionate hugging with the slightly watery-looking woman underneath the water.
Stupid friend! he's looking down, dangling, just seeing this stupid friend. That's the end of the turn.
At this point, Grumbly's sort of going to get up, walk over to the water's edge and look down to see what Adrian's up to, and sort of also show the amulet over to Demea to see if it compares to the one that she's got.
Help, stupid friend.
Does Demea see a similarity?
They are an exact match, albeit the one that you have is made out of like iron, the one that Grumbly has is made out of platinum. The only thing is that yours does not have like the sort of water motif around it that his does.
What do you
Demea's
think of
gonna
this?
Did you find that in the water?
I certainly did. Once you vanquished that hideous water beast, it was underneath it. I think this could be a clue as to what these wolf things are.
And behind this
Possibly.
conversation, you hear Duty going, "Help!"
Grumbly's gonna take pity on this male tiefling that he still isn't convinced is truly. Kind of yank on the rope and pull them back to shore.
Okay, so you begin winching Doody slowly back up to the island. Okay, Demea, what are you going to do?
Well, having seen that Duty kind of failed spectacularly getting down with the rope, she's gonna carefully untie the rope from Duty, throw it back into the down the waterfall, and like slowly make her way down the rope.
That is absolutely fine. You can do that. You reach just above the water with a little bit of movement to spare.
Smart friend.
How my brain heard that as snort. Okay, so it's just water at the bottom, right? No shore or anything?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Demea is gonna just look down at Morning Shade and be like, "Oh, what an idiot," and just let go of the rope to jump in.
She said it.
Okay, so you jump in, you find yourself next to Adrian and the slightly watery woman. If we're being honest, it's getting a little bit awkward to be next to them. What are you going to do?
Gross, friend. Friend hump.
Regret, immediately regret jumping in. God, yeah, what am I gonna do now? Can I basically just yell at them to be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, you are underwater, so yelling may not be
True.
100% effective.
Crap. Would my crossbow work underwater?
Probably not.
What? You're gonna shoot the woman with a gun?
Well, I
It's
don't know.
aggressive?
She's kind of doing something. I don't know. I don't...
You want to try shouting? I mean, I don't mind.
Zero plan. I'm gonna, how much movement do I have left? And am I like right beside them, or do I have to swim to them?
You've got enough movement. You could reach Adrian if you wanted to.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and
It's like, do
I'll
the
very carefully reach for his wrist and like shake it.
Okay. And as you grab him and you shake him, he kind of like whatever it is that's going on with him, his eyes seem to clear, and Adrian, you suddenly realize that you are under the water, making out with a slightly watery looking lady, and it's been a while since you breathed. What would you like to do?
I'd like to swim to the surface.
Okay.
To replenish my lungs.
At which point you swim to the surface, and you break out, and you take an enormous breath, and she. At which point, the watery lady kind of pops up next to you, and so does Demea, and the watery lady kind of looks at Demea and says, "Another one who wasn't right. Bother. But I didn't like him very much after he got that moustache. I don't know where that came from." And at that point,
it was fun, but
and at that point,
look at the time.
we shall end our session.
real quick. Duty hearing that goes, mine better.
I knew it! I knew it! There's another tiefling here! I knew it! There's another one! I was right the whole time! There's another tiefling!
No,
There's another tiefling!
no, that's truly, you idiot.
Knew it!
So, Truly's a dude with an epic, luxurious mustache. That's pretty cool. That happened. That happened. Shit.
And just for those of you who are unaware, the sex change and the moustache thing will carry on until the next long rest, so they'll be in place at the start of next session.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's,
thanks for that, Redeem.
Oh, I actually wore it. It hurt.
Yeah, mine is stuck to my face. So,
Yeah, fair. You got a beard?
I would.
Mustache?
Mine had the fumes from my Sharpie. I was kind of worried I would get high.
oh my
You
god.
evil
Yes,
people, the
mine,
Redeems. The second they
Dash
come,
and the sex change and Truly/Judy only being able to speak in one word, they were all the wild magic.
The really basic kind of caveman speech was the other role. That
Tier
we did.
3.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
As always, I think you guys did a very, very good job of coping with that.
Yes.
I really like the
Even though-
mustaches.
Yes.
even though it was butt-wrenchingly close.
It
3 hit
was.
points.
It was.
That was a little intense.
I didn't seem to have an issue with everything that was going on. What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, I was going to
I
say
don't know
Adrian was quite happy floating about in the pool with his watery tart.
It's hot out, you know.
I love how
a
utterly
tropical
helpful.
vacation.
You were so helpful during that combat too. Yeah.
I attacked it once and was just like, well, didn't work.
Off I go.
Yeah.
Yep. Just attacked once, and he was like, "My work here is done."
He's like doing backstrokes in the water and just like spitting out like little fountains and stuff.
Evidently, I was
what
doing the
point?
breaststroke.
Oh, the brushstroke. There you go.
At one point in the battle, I desperately wanted to use Thunder Wave, but it's like, oh no, it's from you outwards. It's like, damn it!
Yeah.
I could just picture Tomeo being so frustrated by that.
Yeah. I gotta say, I kind of, I feel bad for guys just because this feels like really bothersome, like for eating and drinking and like just do hairs just get in your mouth like all the time?
Yes. Yes.
Basically.
And like, do you like
Then why have one?
right that? But also like, do you stop yourself from going all the time, or I mean, do you just own it and just like sit there? And...
We wait for you, the women, to go to the bathroom, and then we,
Dig in your mouth?
Stop giving away secrets.
Oh well, I mean that's one small secret. It's not gonna.
You know,
She
I'm
has to
gonna
wear
go,
it again anyway.
I'm gonna just say, just from wearing this, I now know what exactly, you know, entirely what it's like to be a man. Just from wearing this mustache,
Hey, you
I now
don't-
have all the
That's
information.
basically all. That's basically all the more
Yeah.
all the information you needed.
Yep, I know it all now.
You
Yeah,
just try crossing your legs with an enormous pair of testicles.
I like
Don't
what
wear-
Shukadar is saying, which is the abiding image of Truly / Duty hanging over the water while Adrian is just getting it on underneath.
So just for a plug, we do encourage a lot of art from people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
draw that.
that stuff might go to
Get us
NSFW.
drawn up. Yeah, that could be the NSFW.
I don't know. What about Grumbly in the coils of a massive snake could possibly be misinterpreted? I don't understand.
Nothing. Definitely nothing.
yeah. He didn't seem to
No,
hate
it
it
is.
that much either. Oddly enough, you know, like he didn't fight that hard to get out of it. You know, I'm just saying. Like,
It was
last
just
week-
like, I go in.
Yeah. Just
Freezing.
take.
fear face instant again.
He's like, oh no, I'm so scared.
I was when I took
Somebody
that
help
second
me.
hit. My God.
Yeah, nice good squeeze from the water snake. You know,
Yeah,
Little
Big
tug.
D failed me.
tug into the
Big
water.
D failed me.
Yeah.
It was bad, Sunstrider. It was bad.
Water snake was bigger than your hammer? Oh no.
Oh no!
So
Yeah, it got epic size envy.
if you guys would like to share your favorite moment, Shukalar sharing his favorite moment of the Duty hanging over the water, watching his friend have sex with a water creature underwater. That was gross. But if you guys have any favorite moments to share, go for it. Yes, as Maki said, please, 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 if you are artistic in any way and you felt inspired by this episode, we would love to see it. We have a whole channel for it, D&D campaign art, I think it's called. What's it? It's the campaign art
Campaign art
submissions.
submissions.
Yeah.
Art submissions, yeah, campaign
Yeah.
art submissions.
Which hashtag
Really
seems to
Discord.
have already made a submission. I love it.
I gotta look.
Deep conversation subject. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Yes, all are welcome into the Discord. We do this every Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. PST.
Emotional backstory.
Does anybody else here in the mucky? What's your favorite kind of bacon? And Grumbly's like, oh, mucky bacon.
No one knows how funny that is.
I know. This is it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows about that. That's just so ridiculously, stupidly funny.
Well done, chat. You've officially broken
God.
most of the players.
We need to release the mucky cut.
Oh God.
Oh,
I'm actually in pain laughing right now.
Oh my god.
I first heard that. I'm
screw the Xanadu. Oh my god.
Oh God.
Oh, sweet Lord. That's such an in that's such an in joke that nobody else knows about.
Don't worry about it, guys. Trust us. It's hilarious.
Oh.
Krakus says, just enjoying the whole truly Adrian thing play out. There is no thing. It's not a thing. Like the whole spider, the whole spider morning boner. It's
Spider
not a
is a
thing.
thing.
It's
It's a
not a
thing.
thing.
Spider
No,
It is.
it's not a thing. I've been
I mean, my
informed.
I just did my spidey senses. Look what I got there, huh?
Absolutely nobody
was-
think about where he's shooting his web out of.
Oh,
Just saying.
Oh no.
Oh,
I think
no.
we almost witnessed it happen underwater, you know? Oh.
I was putting the
Morning,
D in
Splooge.
D&D.
Yes.
You okay, Aqua?
yeah.
You swam down next to us. Was just like staring at it, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I got down there, and I was just like,
What if
Crap.
you you try to like reach out and touch them and it's just like, ooh, but what am I gonna grab? They're moving so much. Oh.
that was the worry. There was a big worry about that. That's why I very specifically said that she carefully grabbed the wrist.
Welcome to D&D After Dark.
Oh my god, yes, it's been quite the campaign, and I've been loving your guys' reaction to all this. The players, my friends, the other players, our wonderful DM Aldous.
It was a little naughty.
Yeah, Aldous again. The story is just outstanding, mate.
Yeah, it's
Glad everyone's
tonight.
enjoying it.
this has been an absolute experience. I cannot wait to see what happens. I am not super looking forward to putting this back on because it is tickly as shit for my nose. But
You wrote him, you dickhead.
Yeah.
well, actually, I took suggestions. I took suggestions for this shit.
The mustache one was actually yours.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know, was it? I think it
yeah.
was.
Yeah. hmm
I don't recall.
Spark of enlightenment. Like, oh yeah, we
I don't
should do
recall
that.
that. I don't recall that at
Yeah,
all.
honestly, I'm gonna plead the Aldous and say nope. That sounds like a
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Specifically suggested that we wear fake mustaches. You know?
Stick around for the raid, guys. We're ending stream in a couple seconds. Goodbye. We will see you next
See you all
Friday.
later.
Bye.
Thanks for being here.
Love y'all. Bye.